Okay, in this video we will be looking into CPU scheduling algorithm. Which algorithm we are going to discuss in this is FCFS. First come, first served CPU scheduling algorithm. We will discuss this algorithm with an example. The question is, assume that you have following jobs in the ready queue to execute with one processor, with the jobs arriving in the order listed here. So these are the process planning to be executed in the CPU. The numbers are processor 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5 processors. These are this burst time. Burst time is the time it takes to execute, the CPU time. So this many milliseconds each process needs for execution. CPU time. Okay then. Now let's see question A. Suppose a system uses FCFS, first come first serve scheduling. Create a Gantt chart illustrating the execution of these processes. What is the idea of first come first serve processor? It's which job comes first, that will be executed first, or that will be assigned to the CPU first. That is the idea. Okay. The question says jobs arriving in the order listed here. So this follow this order. So assume that the processes comes in this order. What does it mean? First P0 comes, then process 1 comes, then process 2, then process 3 and then 4. So this is the one given in the question. Jobs arriving in the order listed here. Okay then. So question 1 says draw a Gantt chart. So you are going to draw a Gantt chart. So that is very simple. Drawing a Gantt chart. So let's assume that at time 0, okay, at time 0, process P0 starts its execution at time 0. How long process P0, process 0 needs 80 milliseconds. So from 0 to 80 millisecond P0 executes. Then comes your P1, process 1. It needs 20 millisecond. So 80 plus 20, which is 100 milliseconds. There comes process 2, P2. It needs 10 millisecond. So 100 plus 10, 110. After that, process P3. It needs 20 millisecond. So 130. The last process is P4, 50 millisecond. So 130 plus 50, 180 millisecond. So at time 180, all the processes finished its execution. Okay, so this is the Gantt chart showing the FCFS scheduling. Okay. The next is, what is the turnaround time for process P3? Okay, now I'm not going to go for process P3 only. I'm going to explain the turnaround time, to how to compute the turnaround time for all the processes, and we will be computing the average turnaround time, and then we will go for this question. Okay, one shot I will explain everything. Average turnaround time. Basically first turnaround time for each processes. So let me write the formula. Turnaround time is equal to, what is the completion time minus arrival time. So this is the basic idea of turnaround time. Okay. So let's calculate the turnaround time for, I'm writing like this. So it means turnaround time, just to copy it. Turnaround time for P0. Completion time, so we need to use the Gantt chart also. So I need the Gantt chart. Okay then. Completion time, P0 completes at 80 millisecond. So 80 is the completion time, arrival time. Assume that all the jobs arrive at time 0. So this is the idea. So arrival time is 0 for all the jobs. Okay, I didn't give any specific arrival time in the question. So assume that the arrival time is same, 0 for all the process. So when you subtract, you get 80. Now turnaround time for P1. Completion time. P1 finish at 100 millisecond. Arrival time is 0. So 100 is the turnaround time for P1. Turnaround time for P2. P2 finish at 110 millisecond minus arrival time. Sorry. And then turnaround time for P3. P3 finish at time 130. So 130 minus 0, it's the same. Now turnaround time for P4, that's equal to the completion time of P4 is 180 minus the arrival time, so it's still the same. So this is the turnaround time for each process. Actually the question asked the turnaround time for process 3, so this is the answer. But anyway, I'm explaining for all the process and average turnaround time. When you say average turnaround time, you know how to compute the average. You sum them all and divide by the number of process. So when you sum all 80 plus 100 plus 110 plus 130 and the last one is 180 divided by how many processes you have? 5 processes you have. So when you divide all these things, you will get 120. Okay then. So actually the question asks only P3, but I'm explaining everything in case in future if exams question comes in on any of this, you can able to answer it. Now, what is the average waiting time for the processes? So for I need to know waiting time for each process, then only I can go for the average waiting time, something like before. You need to know the turnaround time for each process, then only you can compute average turnaround time. Similarly, I need to know the waiting time for all the processes, then only I can compute the average waiting time. So let's do the same thing. Waiting time, actually I need to know the formula. We need to write the formula. So waiting time equal to turnaround time minus burst time. You already know the burst time. Sorry, it's already given in the question. It's there in the question. And turnaround time you just calculated. Previous question you calculated. So you know all those things. So let's start to do waiting time for P0. Yeah, it's from here. Turnaround time is 80. It's here. Okay. And then burst time is also 80 here in the question. So 80 minus 80, waiting time is 0. Can you see from here? P0, it doesn't wait. It's the time moment it comes into the ready queue, it's assigned to the CPU. It doesn't wait. So the waiting time is 0. You can check from the Gantt chart. Waiting time of P1. Turnaround time is 100. It's from here. Burst time is 20. So difference is 80. You can check from the Gantt chart. P1 wait for 80 milliseconds, then only it starts its execution. Can you see? Waiting time for P2. P2 turnaround time 110 minus burst time is 10. So that means 100. P2 starts execution 100th millisecond. So it wait and wait and wait until 100 milliseconds. Okay. Turnaround time for P3. That is 130 minus the burst time is 20. So 110. You can check it from the Gantt chart. P3 waits for 110 milliseconds. Then only it starts execution. Waiting time for P4, the last process. turnaround time is 180, burst time is 50, so that is 130. So here it is. P4 waits for 130 millisecond, then only it starts execution. The whole time it was waiting and waiting. Can you get the idea? So now average waiting time. The same formula, you sum them all and then divide by how many processes you have. So we have 5 processes. So divide by 5. So you will get the answer 84. Okay. So this is the first come first serve scheduling algorithm.